Hi. Okay, so it's Friday. I've forgotten the date already. 24th of March. And I'm just in my car on my lunch break at work. Because I wanted to do a little video. I've not posted a video in a while. Not that I have many on my channel yet. But in the new year, I decided I wanted to start a YouTube channel, partially because I wanted to keep myself accountable. I thought it would be an excellent way to log what I do regarding fitness and food and just life in general. And I'm a very visual person. Like, I love photographs and videos, and I love watching other people's vlogs, and that's kind of what inspired me to do it. So I originally called it Gimme Lifts UK because I've always really enjoyed weightlifting for the last 5 years or so. I've never been properly into weightlifting, like I've never really done Olympic weightlifting or anything like that, but I really wanted to dispel the myth that women shouldn't lift heavier weights, and I always liked the idea of being strong and getting stronger, and you know, just not being stuck on cardio machines and stuff. So that was the original idea behind that. Now, last August is when myself and my partner Clive started CrossFit, and since then I've just developed a real passion for it. Like, I won't even sugarcoat it, I just love it. It's everything I ever wanted in a fitness regime or ideology. It's just everything, because I've always wanted to do everything. Like, oh yeah, I want to get stronger. Oh yeah, but I'd love to run 10k under an hour as well. Or, oh, I'd love to be able to, I'm trying to think of an example. Basically, it just covers everything. So you can do handstands, you can do, no, I can't yet, but I will. You know, pull-ups, and you can run, and you can jump, and you can lift decent amounts of weight, and just be better and be a more functional person. And that's everything I ever wanted. So that's basically why I decided to rename my channel to Kimmy Does CrossFit. And the other reason is because I decided that I really wanted to use my YouTube channel to show anyone that's interested what CrossFit is like to a average Joe or average Jane who works full time, is not particularly good at anything, and just trying to dispel any myths and things that come up in CrossFit a lot. Like, a lot of people will go online and see CrossFit fails and things like that, and yeah, they're totally legit. Like, a lot of fails can happen in CrossFit. You can get people with bad form, just like anywhere. And one of the main things I wanted to point out was that obviously in America CrossFit is massive. The amount of boxes that they have in that country, obviously that's where it came from, but it's just unreal. And I have no doubt that there's a minority of those boxes that will have coaches that aren't necessarily doing anything bad. They're not intentionally trying to rip people off or cause people harm. They just love the idea of it but don't have the experience. So you know, they might encourage a member to go for a weight that they're not ready for, or the technique isn't quite there, and then they encourage them to try it and something goes wrong and they pull a muscle, or they do a fail and they do something wrong, and it's just things like that. So hold on, I've made notes because I knew I would ramble and lose track of what I wanted to say. Yeah, so I wanted to dispel a lot of myths because I'm really lucky, and our local box has one of the best, like I've met loads of them, but I haven't. But the coaches at our box are just amazing. They're very form focused. They won't let you do anything dangerous. Like, if you can't do an Olympic weightlifting move properly, or if you can't squat properly, then they will not let you lift any dangerous heavy weight. in that movement. It's just, no, it's not going to happen. They scale it down for you and give you a movement that will help you get better at that movement. I'm going to use Clive as an example, and I hope he doesn't mind. I'm hoping he'll talk about it as well for me. But he's done fitness for quite a long time, and we went to CrossFit, and he can't squat. He couldn't squat properly. His knees would track in, just terrible form. But no one else had previously told him that that was horrendous and really bad for him. It was really bad for his knees, just bad for his whole posterior chain. It was bad, everything. He's come along really far, and he can actually squat now. It's not amazingly deep, and he just about breaks parallel, but from where he came from in August last year, it's just amazing. And that's come from the movements that coach has given him to scale it and to improve it, so he can eventually move on to like the more standard movements that they do in CrossFit. Another reason why I love CrossFit, it's just amazing. So our coach is really form focused, so I want to show what you can achieve, what an average Joe can achieve with a good coach. I wrote this down. Yeah, and no ego. That was the other thing I wanted to mention. In CrossFit, generally the rule is that you leave your ego at the door. Most boxes are like that. The few that I've gone to, it has been like that, and it's fab. But you will always get the odd one that has quite a bit of ego going on. Sorry, I had to check that I was still recording then. Occasionally you get it where it's usually the blokes will, or a bloke, will display a bit of ego and will try and lift a weight or something. You know, they'll just try and be like, oh, you know, I can do this, oh, you know, I can lift this weight, and it's like, yeah, but your form's not there, or your mobility. For men, it's more the mobility isn't there, and strength gets them further than it does women. Because one other thing coaches said to me, that once women have an advantage, because we generally are more flexible, have better mobility, so once we get the technique down for lifts and movements, once we get that down, then we're off, because we've already got the mobility, whereas men, they tend to lack that range of motion, so their strength gets them so far with lifts and things like that, and then they'll hit this wall and they have to work on the areas that are holding them back, like their mobility and their flexibility. So their ego with their strength gets them so far, and then they have to then some of them will let the ego get better of them, and they're like, I can't lift this way anymore, I'm not going to do it. Or they'll be like, alright, I'm stuck, what's wrong with me, what do I need to fix? And then they just work on the other bits, and then they get better, which is the whole point of CrossFit. But I want to show what you can do when you just accept your weaknesses, because women have egos as well. That's why we can be so vain sometimes. What you can do when you just let that go and you have a good coach and you're consistent. This leads on to my next idea, my next kind of project. In September this year, I'm going on holiday with 2 of my girl mates. It's going to be amazing. We're going to go Egypt, and it's about 175 days away. We go on a Friday and today's a Friday, so it's about 25 weeks from now. So I'm going to do a challenge, a 175-day training challenge. Basically, the idea is that I do some sort of training every single day, or some kind of exercise every single day until that point. Now, I'm not a total nutter. I'm not going to go and do 30-minute AMRAPs in the box every day. I'm not going to go and run like 5k every day or anything like that. I'm just going to do as many classes as I can. So some days I'll do yoga, some days it'll be a fitness class at the box, some days it will just be a CrossFit class, it might be barbell club, it might just be a walk with the dogs. The reason I'm doing it is so I become consistent, because I've got a really bad habit of having like so many weeks where everything's going swimmingly, and then I'll stop, and then I'll lose it, and then I'll trip up for about a month or 2 months, and then I'll get back in a good flow. And the amount of progress I potentially lose in those 2 months really frustrates me, is why it takes me forever to get wherever I want. So like I said, I'm not going to be a maniac. I'm going to be sensible about this, and at least one day will be an active recovery day, and that might just be an hour walk with the dogs. So I am moving, but I'm not doing anything taxing. It's giving my body a chance to recover. It might just be a really nice bike ride, walk along the canal, anything. But as long as I'm moving, that's what the main thing is. So for example, today is a day where I'm not going to actually do much, because Clive took the dogs out this morning. I had a bit of a chill. Then I've come to work. I sit on my arse all day, which isn't great. And then Clive will go home about now, walk the dogs this afternoon, sort all that out, and then I'll get home, and I probably won't do much tonight because I've decided to have a rest day. So today's going to be possibly one of the last laziest days ever, which I'm very excited about. Sorry about the little cut off. My phone overheated, so it kind of stopped recording. Anyway, I can't remember exactly where I left off, but I basically just want to finish this part up. I don't know whether I'll do any more vlogging later today, but basically I wanted to explain why I decided to change the name on my channel, and where I kind of wanted to go with it, and also the challenge. So yeah, so it'll be 175 days, 175 day training challenge, mostly with CrossFit, with other bits in between which CrossFit encourages. I'll also show you how I recover as well, because I have a fair few, well, not a fair few issues, but a few things I have to take care of and manage. Because I sit down all day for a job, I've got extremely tight glutes, which goes up into my back and also affects my knees. Basically it just tightens everything up, so I have to keep on top of that. I've got a bit of maltracking in my right knee, which basically means my patella is slightly out of alignment sometimes. So again, the knees pull it out, my muscles pull it slightly out of position and it clicks a bit. I don't have any pain though, so that's fine. I have an overstretched right quad. So at the moment, I only found that out really this past week or so. So I'm trying not to overstretch it when I'm not exercising and properly warming up, etc. So I've got those problems that I have to, you know, just manage. If I don't keep on track of them, then I could get in a real problem. I could get a real issue. Again, my phone overheated. I really wanted to do this in a nice sunny car, in a nice toasty car, because it's a really nice day, but it's still quite cold outside. But this isn't what my phone is wanting to do with me. Anyway, so as I was saying, I've got a couple of issues I need to manage. So that'll be included in my vlogs and things like that. The other thing I wanted to do regarding my challenge is I'm gonna log everything I eat into MyFitnessPal. I have tried. I've been on and off logging like calories and macros and other diets for God knows how long, and it's my downfall, which is why I want to end it. I get worse when I don't exercise, which is another reason why I want to do the challenge. So if my fitness stays consistent, then my eating should stay consistently good. I'm sorry if there's like a blowing sound. I've decided that I need to try and cool the car down, so I've just put my blowers on. Where else was I wanting to say? I think that was about it. So the challenge, tomorrow will be the first official day. So I will do some videos throughout that challenge, and just day-to-day stuff. 175 days, training every day, some sort of training every day, logging food into MyFitnessPal every day, and I think that was about it. And just basically that I'm a bit CrossFit obsessed. So that's probably going to be a lot about what I talk about, as well as other stuff as well that interests me. Hello, I'm back. Who knows how long I have? This will be hilarious, why not even edit this? Okay, last thing I wanted to say for this little section before it leaves my mind is that CrossFit is not just for those that are already athletic. One really common misconception, because I had this as well, is that you have to already be good to do CrossFit. You can't. You look at a lot of the athletes, like the ones that have nothing better to do but choose, and have got the time to train like maniacs to get to the games. Most of them come from either weightlifting or gymnastics, and that gives them a real edge, because that's like 2/3 of what you do in CrossFit. And then you've got cardio, which is quite quick you can quite easily improve your cardio relatively quickly. It's the gymnastics and the weightlifting that take time. So I'm not really good at anything. So I'm average across the board. So I just wanted to show like what's capable of a completely average Joe who just is into fitness, wants to be more functional, wants to be the best version of themselves, and what can be done. The athletes are so inspiring, and so many people that you'll meet, that if you do it, that if you meet and box and stuff, they're so inspiring. And when you learn that a lot of them just come from normal backgrounds, it's even more inspiring if you ask me. So I just wanted to finish that up, guys. Look at the beautiful blue sky. Who knows how long it'll be around. I better go. I'm gonna eat my lunch now and finish up work, and then we'll see what Friday night brings.